This week, I get into some new releases from Cordae and Maxo Kreme, and I also tell you about some trending news topics with Offset and Young Thug. Let's get into it.
The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. Episode 70 is live. I hope you guys had a great week. My week has been pretty good. I don't know if you guys caught the Tyson fight, but yeah, it was everything I expected it to be from a Netflix boxing match with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I kind of figured that Netflix was gonna drop the ball, especially when it came to streaming this, and of course the site was gonna crash. Like I seen all that stuff coming. Everybody knew it was gonna be janky promotions the whole time. I gotta salute Mike Tyson. I think it's dope that he got into the ring and actually tried to hang with Jake Paul. But I'm gonna be completely honest. Either this was rigged or Jake Paul is not the type of boxer that goes for the win, because he could have easily won this match by the third round. Just saying, I love Mike. Mike is still a scary dude, but Jake Paul was supposed to take him out in the third. Mike's legs was wobbly, and it just didn't look like it was going to be something that he should have been doing. I hate to laugh, but it's crazy to see that. And by the way, Roy Jones Jr. is like the biggest hater I've ever seen before in my life. Roy Jones hated throughout that whole boxing match. Roy Jones was a hater. Why is he biting his gloves? His legs look bad. When I was fighting him, he ain't never do that. You guys were fighting like two older gentlemen are supposed to fight. Like, no knockouts. Y'all kind of just danced around the ring a lot. So, I don't know, man. Social media has been going crazy over this fight. I'm just going to say it. It was a circus. It was there for us to kind of test Netflix ability to do live events, and just like Netflix does on a regular basis with the shows, it failed. So I enjoyed what I could enjoy. I'm in the UK. I couldn't stay up too late because I would have been up at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to watch that. I woke up the next day. I didn't have to worry about it buffering because it was already done. So, but salute to Mike Tyson. A lot of people couldn't have got in that ring at this point in their lives. He looked like he worked out and did what he was supposed to do, but it just felt a little bit rigged because, again, Jake Paul could have took him out in the third, and he kind of had mercy on him. Who knows? Well, let's get into I got some new albums to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into it.
New releases.
All right, Cordae dropped his newest album, The Crossroads. 17 tracks, 48 minutes. I thought this album was just okay. I think a lot of people are sitting up here kind of giving it a lot more credit than they're supposed to. How can I put it? The album, Cordae doesn't have any kind of vocal inflections to sound different. He sounds the same on almost every song. That's what bothered me the most. The production, very good. He had a ton of features on here too. Lil Wayne, Anderson .Paak, Juicy J, Ty Dolla $ign, Jordan Ward, Raymond Lene, Lil Wayne again, Kanye West, Joey Badass. He had a ton of features on here that fit those particular songs, so I do give him credit for that. So the album starts off with him talking a lot about what his mom had to go through being a musician and going through American Idol and all this other stuff, which I thought was cool. And he talked about how she had to endure, and then him eventually getting into music himself and him surpassing his mom. I thought that was really good. A lot of the album goes into him and his breakup as well. Like, it's an introspective album. He talks about his breakup with his ex, talks about being a father. Like, he has these different elements in the album that he talks about, and I think that's really cool. That's been the theme of hip hop this year, and I get it. People want to give us more about their lives. That he don't have. Cordae does not change his vocal inflections on a lot of his songs. He raps the same throughout every song. I think that's the part of the album that I don't like. It never felt like I never felt some of the feelings that he was talking about on a lot of these albums, because it doesn't feel like he knows how to switch up or show emotions on a lot of the song. It's just like, yo, man, let me get these raps out because I can rap really good. Lyrically, he's there, but just like the whole his presence on songs just feels the exact same. Except for when he talks about his being a father. But other than that, like, it just doesn't feel like he knows how to change up when it comes to particular songs. And that's just a personal thing. That's how I heard it. I think a lot of people are going to overhype this album. I think Cordae is a very talented rapper. I just don't like his direction sometimes when it comes to some of his stuff. His last album wasn't that great to me. His very first album I thought was tremendous. The album's just good. Would I go back to it? I don't think so, because there's not enough songs on here. Even the Kanye feature was pretty decent on here. I love the Lil Wayne feature. And this was another showcase of J. Cole producing and doing a pretty good job producing. So those are some of the positives. But like, Cordae he doesn't make me feel anything when I listen to his music. The sequencing on the album, jumping from one topic to another, kind of sucks too. Like, he went from talking about his mom and how he had to overcome to I'm pulling up with my new bitch and my new whip and then all this other shit. And I'm like, well, bro, like, you're jumping from different topics like crazy, and it doesn't feel well. And then he goes back into like, hey, I'm a dad. Like, sequence the album a lot better. I always felt like you do albums in sections or in quarters, so that way it kind of transitions a whole lot better from one thing to the next to the next. And this jumps around a whole lot. Again, there's some really good songs on here. I think he showed out as far as like with the features that he had. They complimented him very well, but the way the album jumps around make me not like it, and him not really changing his emotion or not feeling a certain way from different songs on most of the album, that took me out of it too. So it's out now. Go check it out for yourself. It's Cordae. The album's called Crossroads. It's on your phones right now. One of my favorite rappers, Maxo Kreme, dropped his newest album called Personification. 14 tracks, 49 minutes. I don't like this album at all. And I love Maxo Kreme, one of my favorite rappers out of Texas. I don't know what this is. Maxo has come a long way, but the quality of some of his albums have gone down. One of my favorite albums he put out was Brandon Banks. If you haven't listened to Brandon Banks is phenomenal. He starts the album off with telling a story, and it kind of goes into like this big story about what's going on in his life. Personification is a lot similar, but it's like these 3 different personas that he has that he talks about throughout the album, and that shit is confusing as fuck, and I don't get it. Like, I like when people try to do concept albums, and I like when people try to show the different sides of themselves, but I don't think Maxo Kreme really understood what he was supposed to do when he was trying to do those 3 separate personas of himself. The album's not very well sequenced for what he's trying to accomplish, and it's a mess to me. He actually has some pretty good features though. Denzel Curry's on here, Mexican OT, Zero, Josh Cream, Rob 49, Skilla Baby, Tyler the Creator's on here. He has some really good features, but when it comes to this album, it is just not very well sequenced. It's just not very well put together, and the attempt of what he was trying to show on the album just sucked. It just sucked. And I love Maxo Kreme. He's one of my favorite artists out of Texas. Concept albums are hard. And when you try to put together a concept album like this, trying to show 3 different sides of yourself, it can get kind of tricky, because I don't know what side is on what song, because all of them sound the same. I'm a Crip. I love my family, my friends. These niggas be trying to hate on me. That's it. That is it. And I don't, it wasn't a lot of songs on here that I like. One standout song that I love, and I'm putting it on a playlist though. He's got a song on here called Smoke It with Big X the Plug and Hit Boy. Phenomenal song. One of the best songs on the album. I think Big X the Plug really did his thing on that song as well. And that's like that and the Tyler song are two of the best songs on the album. Other than that, bruh, this album's a mess. It's very just not very well put together. I want him to go back in and try it again because I see the vision of what he wanted to do, because he's more than just one person. You know, he's a gangster, but he's a father and a family man, but he's also a businessman. When you take that concept and you just make a mess of it in your album, it doesn't, your concept is going down the toilet. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I wanted to love this album. I couldn't love this album. I'm not going to return to this album. But if you want to give it a try, it's on the DSPs right now. It's Maxo Kreme, Personification.
Music news.
This story has been circulating around social media. Apparently, Offset got into a altercation with a rapper in France, in Paris, France, over $150,000. So the story goes, they paid $150K to Offset for a feature and a video, and they got pissed off because he was being late and being a little bit lazy when it came to some of this stuff. Now, the feature already went through. He already did the feature. Thing was, he was in Paris to be able to film the video. And apparently, again, tardiness, not being professional. They said, hey, if you're going to be like this, bruh, can we get our money back? Which led to an altercation between the Gazo, the rapper's name is Gazo, his entourage with Offset's entourage. The video's out right now. If you haven't seen it, I'll make sure I post it here. So apparently, things got super heated. They had to hold Offset back. Security pulled him back. One of his guys in his entourage got beat down. You can't just be acting like that, bruh. Just because you're big in the States don't necessarily mean you can act like that somewhere else, especially if I'm giving you $150,000. I know that might be chump change to him because he's such a big time superstar, a celebrity, but I think it's very telling that a lot of artists have a problem with being on time or being professional, especially if there's something happening outside of their country. Look, man, I'm not going to hold it. If it was up to me and I paid an artist $150,000 and you're not going to even show up to the video on time or do all of that, yeah, I'm going to ask for a refund. That's all it is to it, man. And right now, Offset is in a place where it ain't even about the money no more. Your exposure looks real shitty at this point. You've just broken up, you've just split up with your wife, Cordae. Your albums haven't been doing the best in the world. I think it's time for you maybe to straighten up your act and actually start doing things that's going to help you in your career. A lot of people look at it as, hey man, like, you paid me for a job. I did the job, and I should be able to be as lazy or as late as I possibly be because I guess I'm bigger, or people may feel like Offset is bigger than Gazo, which is not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people looked at the situation like, he's Offset. Yeah, bro, but like, that name don't carry no weight like it used to. He's not the same person that was like, the Migos are done. They've been done for a while now. And for the simple fact that you're going to sit up here and try to pull that kind of shit, yeah, I ask for my money back too. It just makes a whole lot more sense for somebody to be, how hard is it to be professional? You've been in the game for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the game for a while. I think it means a whole lot more if you kind of show up and act like you want to, even if you don't want to be here, act like you want to be here. You're in Paris, bruh. You're a fashion aficionado. That's one of your things. You love fashion. Bruh, lean into that and do what you have to do, but stop sitting up here making shit look bad. Like, it's kind of disgusting that this dude is acting this way. I hate the fact that it led into physical violence. Like, I wish it wouldn't have. I wish it would have been something different. But shit, you play stupid games. Sometimes you just get stupid prizes, bro. And, you know, I don't like that it got physical, but sometimes niggas need to learn. Like, you just need to learn, especially if I'm spending my money as an artist to get you on something. And the cool thing about it was Gazo still posted a picture of him on his Instagram after the whole situation went down because he's still a feature on his album. I'm glad it didn't get to a point where somebody got really, really like unalived or anything like that, because it could have went way left. But some of you celebrities, bro, feel so entitled to do what y'all feel like y'all want to do that it's kind of disgusting. It's sick. Get past your ego, bruh. Like, your music is okay, but it ain't popping like it used to. That's just how I see it. I'm one voice, but Offset's name don't carry the kind of weight that it used to when it comes to features, when it comes to solo albums. It just ain't there no more. And you took time out to just kind of act unprofessional, which it might be more to it than that because this is a whole physical altercation. But if in my eyes and for what I see, if everything said is true and you sitting up here just kind of half-assing it, bruh, I'm not paying my hard-earned money for you to be half-assing anything. I'm paying my money to be able to try to grow my brand and actually give you some exposure internationally. I really wish we could talk to these celebrities and just get them to figure out that being professional doesn't take much. And if you were professional, maybe you get the kind of respect you deserve. I don't know the full story. I'm just going off of what the news is telling me. But if it's anything close to being right, Offset, you need to give at least half that nigga's money back. Something. Because if you're sitting up here showing up late and being unprofessional, bruh, there's no way possible that you earn that kind of money. And I'm pretty sure the verse is not that fire for somebody to be like, well, just give them $150 for the verse, $150,000 for the verse. Nah, cuz. If I'm going to pay you my money, you're going to show up and you're going to be professional. That's all it is to it. All right, finally, I got to talk about this Young Thug tweet and delete stuff, man. If you guys didn't see it, apparently on Young Thug's Twitter account, it seemed like he had posted something that said, "Gonna stop acting like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." And then it got deleted. And there's a lot of speculation on what's going on with Gunna and Thug and if it's still going on to this day. I get it, man. Like, we want to all speculate what's going on. Young Thug still hadn't said anything about if he feel like Gunna snitched on him or not. Where a lot of people are waiting on that to be said. But honestly, man, it don't matter no more. He's out. He's got 15 years of probation. And these types of antics are the type of things that's going to get him put back in jail. We want Thug to be free. He been out for, a couple weeks now? And if this stuff is going on his account, do you know that they're monitoring that shit? Do you know that they're waiting on him to slip up so they can put 20 years on his chest? That's a big deal. And the fact of the matter is, we got too many eyes or too much access is happening with a lot of these artists. And when stuff like this happens on the internet, bruh, like, if you think we can get all the access to this stuff, even if you did delete it, what do you think the people looking at you can do? Like, that's crazy. Plus, why would you want to put it in the atmosphere how you feeling about your artist in this kind of climate when you need to, one, make new music, two, make money, because again, he is under your label. He makes you money. Why would he jeopardize that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels weird. The thing with the internet, man, is like, it's so much engagement for me. People always want to be on top of stuff or be in the forefront of stuff or want to be the trending topic. But if I'm being real, I don't think Thug needs to trend because of stuff like this. Go make the music. Go and make the music and stay out of jail. It just feels like a slap in the face for everybody who was yelling free Young Thug, for you to start doing these types of antics again and going back into what you've been doing. Even if you don't like Gunna, that type of stuff don't need to be in the atmosphere, because it shouldn't even, you not liking anybody shouldn't be out there in public. Keep that to yourself. Tell that to your closest friends. But this type of stuff, these type of antics on the internet, especially when it comes to you being closely watched, when it comes to your probation, is just something that you just don't need to do. And if he did snitch on you, bruh, hey, Handle it in private. Figure out some other way to handle this shit. Because right now, you got to make an album. Right now, you got to put out new music. Right now, you need to be in a place where you should be in album mode. You should be in go mode. Not trying to get social media attention or not trying to do, if that's really him tweeting this. I personally feel like there's somebody over his account. I don't think that he would be doing this on purpose because of the simple fact that he has 20 years waiting on the other side of him fucking something up. Don't do this to your family that you claimed that you wanted to be close to when you were talking about getting out. You were there for a year and a half, probably 2 years, and people were still yelling free thug. Don't sit up here and jeopardize yourself getting out or getting free because you got a problem with an artist that's under your label. You're his boss. Figure out a way to make the money. Figure out the way to make the music. But don't sit up here and try to fuck this shit up, man. Don't fuck up your freedom because you want to prove a point or be cool on social media. That shit is dead now. Once you got that stuff for your probation, all of that stuff should be gone. It should be finished. You shouldn't be worried about beefs. None of that. You should be worried about making the music, and you should be worried about trying to make that bread, get that money. And one thing that's been coming up in the news too is Thugger's dad talking about how people trying to get clout off his name. That kind of goes along with this whole tweet and delete thing too. Maybe that's just a clout chase situation from somebody who's running his account. But there's a lot of people that's going to start using your name, bro. And there's a lot of people out here who really want to get famous off of what's going on with you because you hot right now because you just got out. People are using Thugger's name since he got out to try to get, when they weren't even fucking with him while he was in. And that's some fucked up shit. Be careful. You got 15 years probation. You got to tiptoe around. You got to be able to move like you need to move in the right way so they don't put something on you to put you back in. Leave social media alone. I think that's the downfall for so many artists these days is that they just want to be on social media and they want to say stupid shit. It's a lot of us who don't want that. We would rather for you to just put the music out, make the music, get paid, do shows, do what you have to do. I hope that Thug is not a part of this stuff. I hope that whoever's running his account has been fired and they find somebody else to run his account. If I'm being completely honest, I don't even want Thug on Twitter no more. He should be in the studio consistently making music. And the thing is, he's talented enough to bang out an album here in the next few months and get us what we've been looking for, which is more music, and get us what we're looking for, which is better collaborations. So for whoever's doing this shit with Thug's Twitter account, let that shit go. The engagement farming is not worth the risk of him going back to prison. Let it go. That's my time, man. I did everything I could. Not a pretty slow news week, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I hope you guys are continuing to support the channel. I'm going to do some bonus content this week, so be on the lookout. I'm going to talk about the 8 most disappointing albums of the year. And I'm going to try to get you guys an episode of the Hip Hop Survival Guide here on YouTube to kind of show what I've been putting on Patreon. So be on the lookout for those things, man. Support the channel. Support the news that we put out every week because that is super important to the channel. We want to make sure we're putting out music news to keep you guys updated on a regular basis. So support that. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to those things, man. But other than that, that's all I got for y'all today. I hope you have a great one, and I'll catch you next episode. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.